regards to where it's going, where we're able to leverage right now is really big on AI. So if you're utilizing AI, that is excellent, even if it's to the minute aspects of, can I make this email better, or can you make this post better, or can you check for any grammar, right? So we all use it for those type of purposes. There's a number of other ways to be able to use it, of course, but we also want to make sure that you're using it in a very compliant manner. So things to know, and I would definitely write this down. The platforms that share your information in efforts to quote unquote learn are ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok. So those three AI platforms, they typically are going to share whatever information you put in. It's going to share it back to its database and its third-party entities. So basically, anybody that is invested into these particular platforms get a piece of the plot of the pie, so to speak. So we want to try to make sure that we are really being careful with the information we put into those particular platforms. So anything that's pertinent to any kind of transactional communication, those, of course, you wouldn't want to put into that. Now, the big step that is changing in regards to attention for branding or for marketing is 80 to 85% of searches are no longer on Google. They're actually through AI. So folks are asking for the best professional for insurance, the best lender, the best real estate agent, the best barber. They're searching on AI for AI to recommend it. Now, there's ways to make sure that you can get AI recommended, but it starts with a couple of specific items. So it's making sure that number one, you have a Google business profile and that it's verified. Now, that's going to be more challenging as of late because Google has transitioned AI to verifying or confirming all verifications. So there are steps that you'll have to do that include videoing where you work so it knows, in fact, this is where you do work, or steps as far as being able to put together a perfect description as far as what you do and things along those lines. So if you already have a Google business profile, excellent. You'll want to make sure you go in and optimize it so that your Google business profile, the description of what you do and the services that you offer, match with your LinkedIn, and then also match with the message that you have on your social media if you have a social media business page. So those are the things that you want, because what AI is looking for when folks are trying to search for you and it wants to recommend you is it's wanting to make sure that you, A, have these particular items and you're verified, and then B, that you do exactly what it is that you do, and then C, that you're engaging and you're active. So the big things are making sure that your Google business profile, your LinkedIn, and your social media profiles are all succinct. Now, one area that's been kind of mucking up everybody's Google business profile verification is if you've been searched in any way on Google or whatnot. There's a wonderful company by the name of Yelp that actually will create a profile for you. So it doesn't automatically create one for you just because you have an LLC or you have a business. It's once you hit certain search KPIs, it automatically triggers that you're going to now have a Yelp profile. So folks will be able to leave reviews and whatnot. And I actually have dealt with folks just in the last couple of weeks that have had Yelp profiles and they didn't know they had one, and they've had one for years. So you'll want to make sure that you go to Yelp, type in your business name, and then you're going to want to make sure if you haven't already claimed it, you'll want to claim that profile. And then there, you'll be able to change the description. You'll be able to engage with anybody that's giving you a review so that you'll be able to hit those particular KPIs that AI is looking for when it comes to recommending you. Now, I've tested this out numerous times, and I've had a real estate agent, that's who I primarily work with. I've had a real estate agent that sold 52 homes last year and is just exceptional at what they do. And then we tested it against a real estate agent that sold 3 homes last year, has only been in the industry for about 2.5 years, and compared to their 24 years. So the agent that has only been in the industry for 2.5 years got recommended over the other agent because of the fact that the agent that's been here for 2.5 years, their pages were all optimized. Everything was identical and consistent. So whereas 7 years ago, to rank on Google, it was primarily your website looked good, you had a lot of keywords, and you paid to be able to get some specific rankings. Well, now it's about consistency, because in the end, AI is really lazy and it doesn't want to do the due diligence to really find out how good you are at what you do. It's looking for surface details. So the more we can really curate those surface details to show your skill sets, the better. Now, that's all where the attention's going. Now, a couple things that you should be aware of when it comes to posting and engaging online. It's becoming enticing for folks to have AI create images for your business and post on social media or your business pages, or have AI completely write all of your copy. Now, I have AI that does write copy for clients, but it does it in a manner because it's synced with your pages. It writes like you, with your cadence, with your frequency on emojis and whatnot. So it's really difficult for other AIs to depict if it's AI or not. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Meta, Google, TikTok, YouTube, they all had a closed door meeting just about a month and a half ago, and they were talking about the importance of policing AI content. So when you're scrolling on social media, you'll see a lot of AI content out there, and you just scroll past it, or you might look at it and think, is this real or is this not? So the problem that they're facing is this is not building on the foundational rules for each of the platforms, which is number one, building value, number two, building community, and number three, solving a problem. For the most part, these AI images and videos are doing the complete opposite, and they're flooding your social media pages and making it so it's difficult for you to get to the things that actually will keep you on the page. AI has actually had a reverse effect when it comes to scrolling on social media or scrolling through YouTube and whatnot. It's actually caused people to actually get off of their phones, which, don't get me wrong, as somebody that has kids, I love that. However, for business purposes, it's not the best thing. And for Google, for Facebook and Instagram, they want you to stay on the page as much as possible. So if AI is doing the opposite of what these businesses want from you and your typical behavior, well, now they need to find a way to police it. So they're essentially taking their AI and they're policing any artificial intelligence content that's been created. And it's effectively lowering your reach, it's lowering your engagement, and it's making it so it does not get pushed out to as many people as your authentic post would. So the posts right now that are really popular and trending and doing well by standards of these platforms are number one, B-roll. So that would be a video of you doing some sort of work and then doing a voiceover of whatever message it is that you want to share. And then option number two would be what's called talking head. So it'd be as if I recorded this video right now of me talking and I just posted it and I had captions. Now, one thing you want to make sure you do with all of your posts, make sure all posts have captions. It's extremely important because of two reasons. Number
Okay.
one,
Did you see?
oh, what's that?
No, sorry. I thought I was muted.
That's okay. Sometimes it comes off mute. So the reasons why you want to have captions is number one, you're going to have a lot of folks that are watching that are not in a place where they want sound. And then number two, we do have a large populace of folks that do not have the ability to hear. So we want to make sure that your post and your content is effectively being able to be reached by all folks out there. So it's really important. Now, that's a lot of information I just threw at you guys. And last time I did this more like a presentation. This time I wanted to make sure I did it more kind of teaching and leaving the ability for you guys to ask questions. So I would love to leave some time for you guys to ask questions, and we could troubleshoot some things that you might be running into out there.
Wow, Dre, this is amazing information. I don't have a Google business page. All
Okay.
I have is personal Facebook, personal IG that I use for business. And then I do have a LinkedIn that I believe LinkedIn is just a really powerful tool. So
It is.
what would you suggest for that?
I would suggest today or at some point within the next week, if you have time, to set up a Google business page. So really important if you're doing business in any form of service, if you have not set up a Google business page, or if you don't have one, or if you have one and you just haven't really done anything with it, now is the best time for you to go back and start to either edit or set one up, so that you're able to actually capture potential opportunities down the road. Because AI is that's the first KPI, is to check if you are a Google business, if it's recommending you. So in your niche audience, if somebody asked for what it is you do, it's going to recommend somebody else because of the fact that you don't have a Google business profile that's verified. So it doesn't recognize you as an actual business entity. Now, even if you work for a company, you can still set up a business profile under the guise of that company. So for example, if I wanted to put, if I was a real estate agent with KW or with EXP, I would have to make sure that I put EXP first and then my name. So I can't put my name first and then the company, because of the fact that the company entity is essentially the item that the business profiles are looking for. Great question, though.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So on the Yelp part, we just need to search to see if we have somebody like on Yelp has created an account for us, or how does that work?
Yelp, the company actually creates it for you. So if your name has come up in, I'm not quite sure exactly what the markers are, but there's specific markers that Yelp uses. If your name has come up in the search X amount of times, then it's going to automatically create your profile based off of whatever your LLC is. So if you have an LLC, or if you've had a profile out there under a specific address, that's what it's going to create that under. So for example, my name has gotten searched more recently in the last year because of Mock Media than it probably ever has. I've had a fitness business in the past, and that's what originally my LLC was set up under. So Yelp created an MOC profile under my old fitness address, and all the information didn't match up. So I had to go back in, claim the profile, edit the profile, and then make sure that all of my other profiles across the internet were succinct and consistent.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Other questions I get are, does my LinkedIn and my Instagram or my Facebook have to have the same description? It doesn't have to have the same description, but we want to try to make sure that it is close to the description you use for your Google business profile and your website as possible, because the goal is consistency. Once again, AI is lazy. So if on your Google business profile you have a great optimized description, but then on your Facebook business page, it's like if you're a real estate agent, it's like, I'm a real estate agent, single parent, I love to disc golf, things like that, but it has nothing to do with my other profile descriptions. Well, then it's going to confuse the AI, and then that's what's considered a red flag in AI terms, and then your name doesn't get recommended. So even if it sounds boring, remember, we're creating consistency, we're creating a platform that AI is able to communicate with, because of the fact that, unfortunately, that's the direction we're going when it comes to recommendations and outreach and research.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that when I was in my role as a title rep. One of our vendors was Google optimization, and that was one of the things he talked about, is the consistency amongst all of your platforms.
Oh yeah, it's extremely important.
Mhm.
Now,
Good job.
the next big one would be Google Business, your Google Business profile when you have it set up, or if you have it set up, making sure that you're posting on there. And you want to post pictures of the general area that you service, because what that does is it geotags your service area. And then it helps AI know that you, in fact, do serve this area and you're great at what you do. And you'll get ranked very, very fast on Google, and you'll get recommended quickly by AI. So it's really a matter of kind of playing the game, so to speak.
Yeah, he would always say overkill on the photos. He said if you did over 100 photos, which sounds like a lot, it really helps boost. That wasn't one of the things that he recommended.
Definitely.
I have a question.
Yeah.
From an employer's point of view, are employers monitoring all those different platforms to make sure you're not posting something that is not in alignment with their social media policy?
They should be. So if you are working within a company, make sure before you do any posting, like it's okay to set up a page, but make sure before you do any posting, you confirm with their marketing team that you're on brand, or you're speaking within the same brand voice that they would like. It's a little easier for entrepreneurs because they get to post away. For if you're working for somebody, definitely communicate with the team to make sure that you're doing it in the right direction. Because in the end, the goal is to get more eyes and more impressions and more engagement. So the likelihood of them saying no, don't do that, is low. But making sure that you do it right, they're going to really appreciate you for that.
Yeah, because certain things will trigger disclosures if you start posting interest rates and programs and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So typically, especially like in the lending world, you're going to want to create something that's more evergreen and not necessarily talking specifically about what's happening in the market at that particular moment.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. If there's no other questions, what is something that you guys would like to know in regards to your social media that I might be able to help you out with?
Say that question again.
So when it comes to being on social media and leveraging what it is you do, are there any questions in regards to how to show up or how to do that?
Oh, always. I mean, I do a mix of video content with captions so people can read what I'm saying, and then I have a top header of the topic I'm talking about, and then I also mix it up and do still pictures. So what do you think of mixing up video content versus still pictures or content?
I love that.
I
love that. Now, being able to know which content performs better than others is really important. So if you have a tool to be able to do that, lean into that. I know that you guys have access to Mock Media, which is a tool that helps you know when you should be posting and what posts actually do better than others, so you can double down on those. So, but yes, mixing it up is always a great rule of thumb, just because of the fact that you're going to be able to speak to your niche audience in multiple ways, which is always important. Now, when it comes to your copy, making sure that there's a specific hook that's going to get people to stop their scroll. So a hook is something that you could utilize AI for. So you just make sure you let AI know what the end result is. You say, I want you to create a hook that is going to make people stop and engage, or stop and like, or stop and save, or stop and share. And that's what you want the hook to be. And AI will create a hook based off of that end result and what you're doing. So of course you want to make sure you input information into the prompt of, I am a real estate agent, or I'm a title rep, and my goal is to post some copy that's educating folks on the importance of knowing when to buy. And I need the hook to be engaging. I need it to get likes, and I want people to save this post. And make sure you have a call to action specifically to saving this post. So whatever it is you want it to do, tell it that's what you want it to do, right? And then it'll come up with the copy. Now, if you're not good at writing prompts, that's okay. There's a secret that I use that I've been sharing with folks. So you can actually have the AI write the prompt for itself. So you can say, if you're using ChatGPT or if you're using Gemini, you can say, hey, I need you to write the perfect prompt for this particular goal. This is what I want to accomplish. This is where I'm posting it. What would be the perfect prompt for me to give you to create that? And then it'll create the prompt, and then all you have to do is say, run that prompt, and then it'll run it. So that's the easiest way to become a prompt engineer, so to speak. And you could do that for just about any walks of life in regards to your business. It doesn't have to be for posts for social media. It could be for an email campaign. It could be for a text message campaign, whatever it is, reports. You can tell the AI to create a prompt for itself, and it's pretty efficient at doing that.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much more for you guys, so I guess the next thing is I get to give you some time back on your day. So if there's anything you take away from this, say no to AI content in regards to images going out, and then if you're wanting to really make sure you're writing extremely efficient prompts to utilize AI, make sure you ask the AI to write a prompt for itself and give it the goal.
Oh, I do have a question. So
Yeah.
I've seen controversial posts about this, and I don't know what's actual factual. So people will take and ask AI to create an image based off of the prompt, whatever the detail is, or they might provide a photo and say to enhance it or whatever. How do you feel about that? And their other comment is it takes so much water, and I don't know where that's coming from, to create these images through AI. Does that make sense?
Yes. So my wife is definitely like an environmentalist, and she gets on me about AI, utilizing AI. So when it comes to any images being enhanced or whatnot, when it comes to AI, I would just caution against it, just because of the fact that it does get tagged as AI. So my input, and take it for whatever you like. I would say caution against it. Any authentic images or videos, that's going to be what you want to go with. Don't let AI touch it. And then in regards to the water usage of AI, data centers, they unfortunately do use a lot of water. At the moment, Google and Amazon, I believe, are in the process of finding ways to be able to recycle the water, to be able to make sure that it's not affecting the actual water usage around them. But at the moment, it is not necessarily the most amazing thing. It does utilize a significant amount of water, and they're trying to find alternative sources to be able to make sure they can keep the data centers cooled. So.
Well, very interesting. Thank you for that. I have nothing further. Dre, I really appreciate your time today and fitting us in and giving of your time. And this is valuable. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dre.
There we go. I lost my audio real quick there. So yeah, sorry about that. But I appreciate you guys giving me the time and being able to share and answer any questions. So like I mentioned before, you guys have an amazing corporate kind of setup with NAPMW and Mock Media. So if you're looking to learn more about how to be able to get the specific data on when you should be posting, what you should be posting, feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Yep. All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
Have a good day, everybody.